how could I say no?
With a feral, I think it's important to take baby steps.
Cats are a very incredible animal.
Hey, buddy. Can you say hi?
Say meow.
Hey, Jeff.
That's okay.
I mean, I did get some audio from him.
That's perfect.
Oh,
There it is.
This is what he wants. I know. Calm down. That's how I lure him back into his condo. My name's Bree, and I've been working at the Washington Area Humane Society for 2 years. I am pretty passionate about animal shelter, and I actually work here. I'm passionate since I was a little kid, watching Animal Planet, watching shows. Very passionate. I knew from when I was a little girl that I wanted to work with animals. These cats, I think the most thing is when a shy cat, shut down cat, eventually starts to coming out of their shell, and then you realize that they have a silly personality. They're very loving, they start to trust you, and that is really, really rewarding when they do that, because in a home they're gonna be just awesome. I don't know. I love when that happens. It's really, really, really rewarding. She came in with another cat. They were strays. The people just kind of take more cats into their house, so they asked if we could take them in. She's a good dog.
Hi, my name is Leah. I'm from the suburbs of Pittsburgh, and this beautiful boy is Marauder. He is currently a well-loved house cat who purrs when I pet him, but less than a year ago, he was a semi-feral living outside. Marauder came to me. He was a cat in the neighborhood that I think someone dumped or left behind. I think he was abused because at first, if I even pointed a cell phone at him, he would jump like he thought someone was going to hit him. And so what I did over the period of a year and a half, is I would feed him. His general greeting was a hiss, but I would reach through the door and touch the tip of his ear. Then I could touch his head, then his back. Eventually, he let me pick him up. Oh, and by the way, he got his name Marauder because at first he fought with some of my cats and bloodied them a bit. The one had an abscess, so I just named him Marauder at the time. And gradually, when I was feeding him, I gained his trust. I was able to pick him up. And his neck had gone bald from so much fighting and so many bites. And so I was able to trap him. I got him neutered, and it turns out I probably saved his life because all those bites had turned into an underlying infection that was, really in his system. So I trapped him. I had him in a little room for 3 months, gradually interacting with him. And with a feral, I think it's important to take baby steps, just little victories to gradually get them to trust you. And eventually, when I let him out of the little room, it was his choice to stay. So I feel good that I saved him, that I gave him a safe place, and that he chooses to be here. And I'm currently working on another feral that looks just like him. That one's called Imposter.
The equipment is pretty crazy. Okay. He was played with a lot today, but he's really playful. He just like up. He's like, no, I hear it. Under 7 months,
My name is Andre Parker. My parents actually took a stray in before I was born, when they first got married. And ever since then, probably about 2/3 of the cats that we've had have been strays or adopted. Of the 4 my parents have now, 2 of them were strays that they took in. And of the 2 that I have now, 1 of them was adopted through the Humane Society. I just think cats are a very incredible animal because as much as I also like dogs, dogs are kind of just loyal right away from what I've seen and what I've experienced. But with cats, it's much more personal. They come to you, they open up to you when they're ready, and then they never leave your side.
spay, vaccines, they get the and she was pretty under socialized. She was beat up. Her leg was really messed up. We eventually had to amputate it. It was very, very stressful on this cat. Not only because she's under socialized, because we had to keep handling her for meds and all that. So we weren't sure if she was gonna make it, but she did, and she found a really, really wonderful adopter that actually came in to adopt another cat to be her friend, because she loved other cats. So I think about her a lot. She was a wonderful cat after she overcame her amputation and her behavioral stuff. Her dad loves her. He updates us on her, and he eventually adopted a younger cat to be her friend.
My name is Gabrielle Sikora. I TNR in my neighborhood. I started in August 2025, and since then I have TNR'd 56 cats. There's a great need for this help here in my neighborhood specifically. I am not affiliated with any rescues, so I do this all out of my pocket. Currently I have a TNR upstairs in my dining room who, when I caught, he actually had bad eyes and needed entropion surgery, so I still have him. And then in my basement, I caught a TNR last night who turned out to be pretty friendly. Aside from TNRing and rescuing, I also foster for local programs. So all in all, I've done 61 animals through that.
I know, I love you too.
My name is Taylor Humane, and this little guy is Bone, who was a feral kitten when we first got him barely a year ago. See, Bone lost his family to a car hitting them, and it was my brother, as well as a friend of his, who rescued him, as they kind of noticed the kitten wasn't on the road, kind of missed the car, and ran off into the nearby fields. So, once they got him, my brother texted me basically asking if I could take him in and give him a home, and I see these pictures of a little black fluff ball, barely the size of my hand, who went through so much in so little time, who had lost his whole family, and how could I say no, right? At that moment, I thought I could be the positive change he needed. Of course, it wasn't easy. For those thinking about adopting or rescuing a stray feral cat or anything like that, keep in mind it takes a lot of work. See, when we got Bone, he had an infection in his eye, and the medication to treat that, as well as the vaccines, it all kind of added up financially. Not to mention the reason Bone missed the car was because he has a limp in his leg, and he walks with a limp. He has a bad leg. And so while he's fine with it now, as you can see by his lively demeanor, that might lead into arthritis when he gets older. So that's also something to keep in mind. But even with all of his quirks, I'm quite happy because Bone keeps my life very exciting, very interesting, and, well, he's my buddy. And I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Only certain situations. This lady, she became homeless, and she's trying to find a place to live. And we don't usually do it.
What, Jeff?
My name is Nolan DuBois. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, but I currently live in Pittsburgh, and this is the story of how I adopted or rescued a cat for a week. I was about 16 years old back when I lived with my parents. I found this stray cat on the street that was this tiny little cute black kitten, and it didn't have a collar. It didn't seem like it was, trying to get back into a home, so I picked him up because he was very friendly and brought him into my house. He stayed with me for a week while I was kind of preparing to bring him to the vet, get him checked for stuff, and at this point I was really hoping that he didn't have an owner because I had grown really attached to this cat. It for some reason liked me a lot, and we got along, and I was fighting with it and playing with it all the time. I have my own cat who that hated this one, to be fair, but I already had the food, the litter box, and everything I needed because of that. Maybe I kidnapped it, but I kept it safe and healthy indoors, and when I found the posters, I returned the cat very quickly to the family. I wish I could have kept the cat longer because it was awesome, but of course I'm happy that I found the family it belonged to.
Community is extremely important here. We are a nonprofit solely based on like donations here. Volunteer, they go to our events that we have, spread the word, they share our posts online, they share information, they, you know, have their friends, family come in, adopt from us. We have a great community here.
My name's Isabel Corica and I have a lot of cats. I guess it kind of all started back when I was in high school. These two cats, which I named Derek and Lydia, randomly showed up on my doorstep when they were 4 weeks old. Also led to me bringing in another 3 stray cats, Jace, Clary, and Nolan, over the last couple years. At the time, Derek and Lydia needed someone because they were abandoned. We don't know if they were dumped or if their mom just left them there, but I was that someone for them.
Against an apple tree.
After school,
Clifford, said Samuel and Ms. Lee.
You rang the bell and then froze. They're all individuals, you know, just like people.